The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Dogs. We're at Hall Green for the William Hill Prestige Final. Can Jack Spark land a famous double? We'll see how he gets on a little later.
Also on the show, we've been to the Beechfield Kennels to meet some of the star performers trained by Carly Philpott and her partner Darren Keefe. ARC champion Fireheight Dan has his eyes set on the PALL. Second round action from Oxford coming up later. But first, it's Wimbledon and a tremendous night's racing on William Hill TV Trophy Night 2 weeks ago. The varied supporting card was crammed full of quality performers, and it kicked off with a very promising run from a puppy with a big future, Derek Knight's KYLEGROVE Flight.
The hair in motion, and we're off and racing out towards the first bend, and rushing out quick was Bob's Memory in one. Here comes six, the favourite KYLEGROVE Flight around the outside, doesn't quite get round, took a bump there from Shelbourne Sadie to head down the far side. KYLEGROVE Flight just out in front only by a length now from three racing in second, Shelbourne Sadie. After these comes one on the inside, Bob's Memory. Five trying to make a move as well to Yorkshire as they come around the final bend, and it's KYLEGROVE Flight had to fight for the lead, but out clear now and sprinting away. KYLEGROVE Flight in six goes on to win.
He looks one to follow, along with Mustang OKEE, who made a winning UK debut for Seamus Cahill.
And they're away and racing towards the first bend, and trap three, Burn Park Honcho heading in towards the rails, but not quite getting a run. Four, Ryan Crew Squire is up with a pace and is going to lead them round. This is a bit of a surprise. Ryan Crew Squire, the leader here from Mustang OKEE, who's switching to the inside as they race down towards the third bend. Ryan Crew Squire with a head lead over sticks on the inside. Mustang OKEE trying to bustle it up. In behind them comes one, Mustang Hero. Off these comes Big Freeze. They come round the final bend. Mustang OKEE out in front here from one, Mustang Hero. Trying to come again was Ryan Crew Squire. It's a Mustang 1-2.
Mustang OKEE is now Derby bound and looks a decent prospect. All eyes now turn to the main event of the night, and it looked to be a match between the 2003 champion Erica's Equity and the new kid on the block, Foreign Dancer. Support on the night saw Paul Young's Erica's Equity backed into 5-4 favourite, with Foreign Dancer easing to 6-4. It was 8-1 bar the two principals, bringing in the Walthamstow pair, Flashing Tone and Ballyneal Best. It was then 10-1 bar.
And they're off and running, and Erica's Equity bombs out of the traps. She's going to be outpaced though by three, Flashing Tone and two, Foreign Dancers. They come around the first bend then, and taking a bump at the back there was Gores Nikita heading down the far side first time. It's Flashing Tone for John Mullins, and in front and leading here by 3 lengths over two, Foreign Dancer off in chase. After these are further 3 lengths back to Blues Fancy racing in third. Then we've got four, Ballyneal Best, one, Erica's Equity, and Gores Nikita at the back. They go past the stand, circuit to go, and two, Foreign Dancer comes to join three, Flashing Tone. As they meet the bend, they barge each other. Foreign Dancer goes on, so it's Foreign Dancer leading by a length and a half from Flashing Tone. Off in chase now in third is Ballyneal Best, then comes six. That's Gores Nikita. Erica's Equity making a move now, she's rushing. So they come down towards the second half bend. Foreign Dancer pressed again by Flashing Tone. Erica's Equity around the outside. Ballyneal Best got first run. Ballyneal Best, Erica's Equity is closing all the time. Here she comes, she's done it! Trap one, Erica's Equity rewrites the record books for the William Hill Television Trophy, and there's applause on the terraces as she went past. That was a fantastic run from Erica's Equity.
Well, we're going to retire now anyway, so...
You are?
Yeah, we just wanted to try and see if we could win this one, and then we'd call it a day now, and hope to have some nice pups and leave it at that.
It was a fitting end to a superb career that saw Erica's win 26 Opens and over £27,000 in prize money. Also on the show, presenter Gary Newbon asked Clive Feltham about the future of the GRA's tracks following its recent sale.
You know, you've got Wimbledon, Hall Green, Perry Bar in Birmingham, Portsmouth, Bellevue and Oxford. Are any of those going to be closed?
Absolutely not.
Definitely not. You can absolutely nail rumours that they're going to be closed.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, that's the great thing about this particular deal. These are people that have bought a business, an ongoing business. Unlike, undoubtedly, some of the interested parties were property developers. You know, these people bought this to run it as a business.
But when there are takeovers, Clive, there is cost-cutting. That's the modern business way. So are they going to put money in, or are they going to cut costs, or what are they going to do?
No, they're going to sensibly. I mean, what they've done is bought a business, and they've paid a lot of money for the business. They obviously are going to look very closely at the business and decide, you know, how it's run and what it's run, and they're going to have lots of ideas, and I think that's a positive thing.
Encouraging words from Clive Feltham, and the Sky cameras were at Hall Green a week later for the William Hill Prestige final. The supporting card was lit up by a sparkling treble from Sheffield trainer Harry Crapper. First up was Frisbee Figo over 670 metres, who was well supported in the betting shops all day.
As they come round the second last bend, it's for Frisbee Figo. Battle on for second at the moment between Flashing Tone and Ravuna Ash. And Frisbee Figo takes no prisoners, wins easily. Track 4, Frisbee Figo the winner.
Next up was Frankie's Diamond, and his daughter of Farlow Cobbler was another easy winner.
It's still Frankie's Diamond. She leads here by a length and a half over 4. Farlow Champ racing in second. Then comes Mustang Hero, all too late. Track 2, Frankie's Diamond goes away and wins well.
The marathon was meant to be a stroll in the park for Greenacre Lynn, who started the 8-1 on favourite. But Harry's Hesley Breeze had other ideas, and the biggest shock of the year so far.
As they come round the second last bend, and Greenacre Lynn only by 2 lengths from 1. Leighton Luna, Hesley Breeze is finishing. Greenacre Lynn up and down on the spot. It's desperate. It's going to get picked up towards the line. Hesley Breeze 2 wins it from 4 Greenacre Lynn and 1 Leighton Luna back in third.
Yeah, great. Yeah, some days are diamonds, some days are stones. Tonight's a diamond night. Yeah.
And so to the William Hill Prestige final. Graham Howson's Tinra Lad went from trap 1, and his performances in the heat and semi-final had marked him down as a stayer of immense potential. His main market rival was Derek Knight's Solid Money, yet to impress in the Prestige so far, but nevertheless high class. It was no surprise to see Tinra Lad made the 4-5 favourite, with Solid Money next in at 6-4. Defending champion Jack Spark was 7-1, and it was 25-1 bar those.
They're off and racing up towards the first bend of 4. Jack Sparks first away here. Last year's winner out in front then from 5. Solid Money in second. After these we've got racing in third. That's trap 3. KEWELL as they go past the stands, and at the moment towards the rear is Tinra Lad, and having got a lot of work to do. It's still Jack Spark and Solid Money. Solid Money gets the better of Jack Spark now to go on. So Solid Money's clear. By 2.5 lengths come KEWELL racing in second. After these comes 4 Jack Spark, trying to make a bit of ground as Tinra Lad around the outside. They come around the second last bend. Solid Money by a good 4 lengths. Tinra Lad is running on, but too much to do. It's Solid Money in the money for the William Hill Prestige final for 2005. Goes on to win and beat Tinra Lad for second.
Slow away, Tinra Lad ran a great race, but once again trainer Derek Knight had Solid Money in tip-top form for a final, and the dog did him and part owner John Ward proud. After the break, Carly Philpot, Darren Keefe and a host of Ballymacs as we visit Beechfield Kennels.
Well, welcome back to part 2 of the dogs, and as promised, the William Hill Pall Mall second round heats. In the first one we had co-favourites DROOPYS Barry, Alan Mile and Shelbourne Nina. Alan Mile running for the locals at 3-1. And they're off and racing up towards the first bend. What a start from Alan Mile, already clear by 2 lengths as they dash up towards the first bend. Shelbourne Nina just in second on the outside. Took a bump there, all sorts of problems for first attempt in 4. As they head down the far side, it's Alan Mile by a good 5 lengths now. 2 Elliott Wave up into second. Then comes Shelbourne Nina in third. And a break back to first attempt as they come round the second last bend. And it's 3. Alan Mile with the lead here. Alan Mile out in front by 2.5 lengths from Elliott Wave. Getting a little bit tired, but Alan Mile makes all. So trap 3, Alan Mile winning from Ron Bicknell in a fast 27 seconds. On to the second heat, and all eyes of course on Fire Height Dan, arc winner, perfectly berthed in trap 1, sent off at 2-5. Next best was 1.7 in trap 3 at 9-2. And away they go, and racing out towards the first bend, 6 Corey King showing good pace up, mighty pace up. Fire Height down after a slow start, goes off in chase and moves up into second. 1.7 races in third, but shuffled backwards, heading down the far side, and Fire Height down now alongside Corey King at halfway, and about to take over at the third bend by a length. Fire Height down the leader then from Corey King, staying on nicely. In behind comes Giglis Fion as they come round the final bend. It's Fire Height Dan going away, wins by 3 lengths from Corey King back in second. Fire Height Dan recording 26.78. Third heat, and the favourite here was Siomra Rock for Ernie Gaskin in trap 2, sent off at 7-4. It was then 4-1 bar. And they're off and racing up towards the first bend. A little bit of bumping in mid-division. Key Gift squeeze for Racing Room. Roswell Spaceman takes over on the inside. Rushing up is Paramount Silver. After the Siomra Rock having to check in behind. Nowhere to go at the second bend. Heading down the far side, Paramount Silver with the edge over 1. Roswell Spaceman. After these, Siomra Rock delivering a challenge out on the wide outside. Key Gift starting to stay on as well as they come off the final bend. Roswell Spaceman just by a neck here. All the time, Paramount Silver pushing all the way. It's close. Roswell Spaceman just. Winning time of 27.12. The puppy in trap 2, Volcanic Isle, was the favourite for the last heat at 2-1. 5-2 about Listener Follow Flash and also Magical Kingdom. And they're off, and a great start from 2, Volcanic Isle as expected. 3, Winton's Scruffy came out running. Here comes 1, Listener Follow Flash. After these comes 5, that's checked out wide, Magical Kingdom, and way past time. Heading down the far side, Volcanic Isle with the edge. Only half length though from Listener Follow Flash, gaining ground on the outer. And then comes 3, Winton's Scruffy. They go around the third bend, and it's a ding-dong battle between Volcanic Isle and Listener Follow Flash. Volcanic Isle digging deep, goes on. Volcanic Isle wins, Listener Follow Flash second, Winton's Scruffy third. The winning time was 26.90. 2 races to review from HOVE, who are staging the Courage Olympic, which starts next week. We start off with the puppy event. Nick Sava's Westmead Hawk was sent off the even money favourite from trap 6. Main danger seemed to be Stormy Bill in trap 1 at 6-4. They're away and racing up towards the first bend, and Riggs Tommy out quick here in 3. Here comes Stormy Bill up on the inside. Slow start from Westmead Hawk to go round the first bend. A little bit of bumping for the favourite. All trouble for Stormy Bill on the inside as well as they head down the far side. Riggs Tommy the leader from 4. Scottish Dream in second. Making progress now is Westmead Hawk as they come down towards the second last bend. It's Riggs Tommy leading the way. Well, watch out, Westmead Hawk. A big finish expected. Going for the inside route. There's no room there. Riggs Tommy breathes again. Here comes Westmead Hawk. One final dash. Gets there. Trap 6, Westmead Hawk beating Riggs Tommy. Or Westmead Hawk going on to record 30-34. Litter brother Westmead Eagle lined up in this second race we're showing at 3-1 from trap 5, but the favourite here was Farlow Speed, trained by Wendy Short, who'd made a winning debut at Swindon. And they're off and racing up towards the first bend. Winton Skipper trapped out best. Paceho from 3 up the stairs. Also 1 Billy's Cruise. There's trouble at the bend. And hampered with Farlow Speed, the favourite, and Westmead Eagle. They're at the back. Heading down the far side. Billy's Cruise out in front from 2. Winton Skipper. After these come 3 up the stairs. Progress now from Mildine Clarkey. Golden Jacket winner. Starting to pick up as they come around the third bend. Billy's Cruise the leader. Winton Skipper coming off the rails to throw down a challenge. Billy's Cruise taken on by Winton Skipper. It's going to be close. Just Winton Skipper on the nod. Winning time was 29.79.
Welcome to Beachfield Lodge Kennels at Studham, deep in the Bedfordshire countryside. Long-time greyhound owner Paul Ephraimson and his wife Zoe bought the property a couple of years back and employed young trainer Carly Philpot and her partner Darren Keefe to train a select kennel of dogs for them and a small group of owners. Carly is famously shy, who prefers to let her dogs do the talking on the track, so it was left to Darren to explain how he and Carly have been involved with dogs all their lives.
Well, I was with John McGee since I was a young lad, really. I remember going to John's kennels when I was 8 years of age, and I was basically hooked on dogs from then, really. Carly has grew up in dogs as well because of her dad. My dad, Paul's, had a trainer's licence for many years, so we've both got a long sort of history in the game, although we're only young. We've been in it most of our lives, really. We met one another 3 years ago, and we've just kind of forged a bit of a partnership.
The pair's dreams have definitely come true with a superb setup at Beachfield as they look to help the boss reach his goal.
Yeah, well, Paul Ephraimson owns the place, he bought the place last December and asked if me and Carly would come here and train dogs. Basically, he was going to set up Beachfield Kennels, and he asked me if me and Carly would be interested in running the place.
And why did Paul choose them? Well, just look at Carly's achievement of getting BALLYMAC KEWELL into last year's Derby final while training dogs from the back garden of a home in Hackney.
We came here in June, just after the English Derby final. We've room for 22 dogs, 11 double kennels, but we try not to keep too many. We try to stay between 16 and 20. That's ideal because it's just me and Carly doing the dogs, you know, so we don't like to get overcrowded with dogs. We've basically 3 grass paddocks, a sand paddock, a couple of concrete paddocks. Working on a new gallop. We should have a new gallop in by the summertime, hopefully, and just trying to improve the facilities all the time, really.
BALLYMAC KEWELL was undoubtedly the dog which put Carly and Darren firmly in the spotlight, and his excellent performances on both sides of the Irish Sea have made him a favourite at the kennels.
Yeah, BALLYMAC KEWELL's been an excellent dog for us. He's got a great record, although he hasn't actually won anything. He's been a superb dog. Really put us on the map. Reached an Irish Puppy Derby final. I took him out to Harold's Cross. He represented us in the Dundalk International in the Select Stakes. He won the Popgun International in Furless. It's at Ledger Final as well. I don't think age will catch up with him because I've always thought he'd be as good a dog at 4 years of age as he was at 2. So the breed, he's out of a bitch called Blonde Returns, and they do seem to train on very well. So I wouldn't be too concerned with age, although he'd be approaching 4 in November.
BALLYMAC KEWELL may be the elder statesman in the kennels, but it was a puppy, BALLYMAC NILOC, who created a massive impression when winning his first 8 races in this country, and Darren is anticipating great things of the son of True Honcho this year.
Probably as good a dog as we've ever had. Very fast dog. Won the Puppy Classic at Nottingham in August in his first 3 ever races, won heat, semi-final and final. Brought him back to Nottingham for the Puppy Cup, which he won. Come from behind Blonde Boss in the final. And then he went to Coventry and won the TNT Puppy Championship there. And then we decided to lay him off over the winter. He's a bit too valuable to be running every day of the week, so we left him off over the winter and brought him back with the Scottish Derby in mind.
Looking ahead to June, his style of racing may not suit Wimbledon, but despite his dislike of the track, joint owner Harry Findlay is still keen to run in the English Derby.
He's very insistent that NILOC runs in it. I remember when the dog won at Coventry in the first round of that Puppy Championship, and the dog won by 8 lengths in 29.16, I think it was. And I phoned Harry up and I said to him, the dog's just won 8 lengths and done 29.16. And he said to me, that dog's an aeroplane. He said, there's only one race I'd be preparing him for. And I said, what's that, the 600 at Shelbourne Park? And he said, no, the English Greyhound Derby at Wimbledon. So, I mean, I was a bit surprised because I know he's not the biggest lover of the world of Wimbledon, but he certainly wants his dog to run in it. So we do everything we can to get him there.
So NILOC looks certain to be contesting all the year's classics, which of course started with the Tote Sports Scottish Derby, where he's performed with great credit. And whatever happens at Wimbledon, Darren is looking forward to running the dog in the Paddy Power Irish Derby.
He lacks a yard of pace into the first bend. He would suit Shelbourne Park a lot more than Wimbledon. So if any derby would be tailor-made for him, it'd be the Irish Derby. So that's the one I'd be concentrating on more than any of the others, I suppose. I think he'd have a more realistic chance at Shelbourne than he would at Wimbledon. But I suppose people would have said the same about BALLYMAC KEWELL last year. He was 100 to 1 chance and he made the final on merit. So there's no reason why that dog with a bit of luck won't go a long way in a derby.
Recently, of course, another BALLYMAC has been making the headlines. BALLYMAC PIRES looks just like NILOC and has made a huge impression in his first few races, not least in winning the Ladbrokes Midland Puppy Derby at Monmore in brilliant style. He's another superstar from the Tralee base of Liam Dowling.
When I bought NILOC, I went over to watch NILOC trial. I actually picked Pires out as a 12-month-old pup in the paddocks. And I said to Liam, will you keep an eye on that dog for me? And if he shows any kind of promise, I'd be interested in buying him. So that was in May time. The dog was 12 months of age. In August, Liam phoned me and he said, I think he'd be, you know, your kind of dog. And I I said, leave him with me and I'll find a few owners for him. So I agreed a deal with Liam and we bought the dog, and he's gone on to run 5 races at Monmore and win the 5 of them. And he broke the world record in the final, so he's improving with every run. I mean, I think we gave him 7 or 8 trials, and he never led in any of them. He had to come from behind each time. Then in his first ever race at Monmore in a trial stakes, he turned 2nd behind a dog called Black Bower and picked him up, and was impressive. And then he's just basically improved in every department since his first race. He's trapping better, he's showing more early pace, he's staying better, you know, he's just improving with every run. So no, hopefully he'll carry on improving, and he might even be a match for anything if he carries on.
Of course, the kennel has plenty of other stars, including Masters champ Bubbly Chester, promising puppy DROOPYS CLICHY, and Keegan's Peter, who made a most impressive Sky debut at Walthamstow recently when romping home on Arc Night in a puppy stayers event. He won by over 9 lengths, and he's pretty smart. Beachfield Kennels is really a state-of-the-art setup, already racking up the wins in less than a year. The trophy cabinet is rapidly filling up, but that success is only because of the hard work Darren and Carly put into it, and the good food they feed their greyhounds. They're a young training partnership who've come a long way in a short space of time. They've got a great team of greyhounds and a loyal and expanding team of owners behind them. With such a base to work from, an idyllic rural setting and those wide open spaces of the Bedfordshire countryside, plus plenty to keep the greyhounds entertained, the future looks bright for Beachfield. Expect them to grab the headlines in the coming year.
A brief look at the open race calendar. On Thursday there's opens at Coventry, Milton Keynes, Perry Barr and Reading. The highlight on Friday is the semi-finals, the William Hill Pall Mall from Oxford, which is live on Channel 425. Opens also at Henlow and Romford. Saturday, and the feature is the £25,000 final of the Tote Sports Scottish Derby. That's live on Sky Sports 3, whilst Walthamstow staged the final of the NGRC Stewards Cup, live on Channel 425. On Sunday, there's a £1,000 stayers race at Stainforth, with opens also at Coventry, Rye House and Sittingbourne. For all the latest news and information on greyhound racing, click on to www.thedogs.co.uk. And you don't have to wait long for live action, because this Saturday the cameras will be rolling at Shawfield for the Tote Sports Scottish Derby final. Join us at 8 PM on Sky Sports 3.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.